Kia ora koutou, ko Jody tuku ingoa. I'm the Lower North Island Regional Property Coordinator, and I'm going to cover off the topic of asbestos for you in this short video. You'll find supporting documents and guidance on the Play Centre website once you have logged in the property section. So please take a look through this as we will be developing this and adding more information over time. For specific centre questions, you can seek support from your local regional property coordinator, or you can email askproperty@playcentre.org.nz with general questions. Okay. The Health and Safety at Work Regulations 2016 place a duty on businesses and organisations to have asbestos management plans in place for the buildings and workplaces where asbestos is likely to be found. It's recommended that it is likely that asbestos will be found in most buildings constructed before 2000 and in a minor few buildings constructed since then. Asbestos is a naturally occurring mineral which is made up of many small fibres. These fibres are very strong and they're highly resistant to heat, fire, chemicals and wear. In the past, the special properties of asbestos made it a popular choice for a lot of items that are contained within our buildings. Asbestos cement sheet cladding being one of the common ones, roofing and drainage pipes. It's often used or was often used as a backing material for floor tiles and for vinyl flooring sheets. It was used as an insulation board for thermal protection, for instance around fireplaces and on lagging on pipes and things like that. It's often found in textured ceilings and sprayed on wall surfaces. Can be used around heaters and hot water cylinders and in some spouting and guttering and roofing products. So asbestos was mainly imported and used before the 1980s. Once the health risks of asbestos were known, its use was gradually stopped and other materials replaced it. However, products and appliances with asbestos content may still be around, particularly in buildings built before 2000. The first step in managing asbestos is to identify its presence, and there are a few ways we can choose to do this. We can assume that the building or workplace contains asbestos and write a plan accordingly. We could follow the guidance of WorkSafe, approved code of practice. We can choose to train our staff and volunteers to recognise potential asbestos. We can employ a surveyor to assess the building and produce a plan. So then you ask, what is an asbestos management plan? Well, this sets out where any identified asbestos or asbestos containing material is and how it will be managed. An asbestos management plan must include information about where the asbestos is located, in what area or what wall or what window, etc. How we plan to manage the asbestos risks, if any exist, i.e. we could remove it, we can encapsulate it or surround it with a false wall or paint, leave it alone if it's in a good condition. That's some of the options. We need to cover off what procedures we will follow for when work is to be undertaken that might disturb that asbestos or asbestos containing material. We must detail how we would record incidents or emergencies involving asbestos. We must list a timetable for managing asbestos exposure risks, giving dates and priorities for removal, a review date on the plan, and different circumstances or activities that might affect the timing of our planned actions. And we should also review the plan after 6 months or after an incident or an emergency and things like that. So what does it all mean for Play Centre? Play Centre Aotearoa is working on a national asbestos management plan. So in the interim, asbestos is considered when renovation approval is sought for capital works at any centre. This is something that the regional property coordinators and the regional team will consider once the centre property officer completes the project approval form. We ask that contractors at that time confirm their confidence and their ability to be able to identify asbestos, that's visually identify asbestos before undertaking building work at one of our centres. For medium to larger renovation projects, we would often undertake a renovation survey where we'd have a licensed and trained assessor visit, and they would sample some key areas and then produce a management plan for the centre to go along with that planned capital works or renovation project. That plan may impact on the project you've been planning, or it may result in a centre specific management plan being written so that any low risk asbestos can be kept at the centre, and any risks are managed. It's usually encapsulated or painted in those cases to keep it in good condition. Some centres already have an asbestos survey or have had one done, and have engaged an asbestos contractor to do that survey of the building, and so they now know where it is and how it exists in the centre. And earlier this year we have requested information from every centre, so if you've previously had one of those plans done, that we should now have a copy on our centre property database, and we'll use that to help inform decisions on testing and things moving forward. Once the Play Centre Aotearoa National Asbestos Management Plan is completed, it will provide more details on how we will continue to assess and manage the risk in all of our properties. Importantly, if you have known asbestos at your centre, or you have previously had a site-specific report completed, this should be listed on your hazards register, and all contractors or volunteers or members who are going to be working in or near the area need to be referred to the report so they can familiarise themselves with it before they commence, satisfying themselves that they are confident in working in and around asbestos products. So thanks for watching. Please look through the information on the website or contact your local property coordinator for any further queries. Ka kite anō o ia korua.